Face Against Prejudice. That is the title of a book. We have the author joining us today, Ray Garzone, and you can find out more about him at positivehumanity.com. And positive is where we're striving to go with this book, I suppose. Welcome to the show, first of all.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Ray.
And secondly, why a book about prejudice? Was there something that happened in life?
Well, I grew up in a town in Teaneck, New Jersey that was the first in America to institute busing for integration back in the 50s. I'm giving my age away now, guys. But I've been surrounded by prejudice my whole life. I saw what people go through. And in my advanced age, I've been immersed in several different cultures. And I've seen the injustices, what happens to many different people in many walks of life. And since I created a company called Positive Humanity, it is pretty hard to be positive if you're prejudiced.
Oh, yeah. How true.
So that's a sub of that. And this is my second book on prejudice that I wrote.
Well, some of prejudice is taught. Don't you learn some of that
Absolutely.
from parents? We're kind of clay in their hands to a point.
Absolutely, Jack. Every baby is born totally void of anything.
Sure.
You have to teach them language, walk, talk,
and even the bad
prejudice.
Stuff. Yeah.
Right. So if you take a baby in one area and bring it to another area, they're going to learn different things. And I found in my experiences over, traveling around the world that it seems that by osmosis, people just absorb different prejudices. And unless you go out there and you actually interact with people, it's very, very hard.
It sounds very simplistic, but I often tell people, if you could just get people in a room, looking eye to eye, it is hard to look at another human being, another one of God's creations, and be prejudiced. I find it anyway.
It is, and that's, you talk about, I write about all kinds of prejudice, obviously, but it's how you solve it is through education. Education is not only just education, brick and mortar books. Education is just like you said, it's eye contact, it's one-on-one. You may meet a person from a different ethnic group that you thought maybe was this, that, and the other, and suddenly you realize,
hey, we're a lot alike.
Well, and you said you started in the 50s seeing it with what was it, forced busing or integrated busing?
Forced busing.
But you got to remember, TV has done a lot to make people hate each other. I think TV, and it was in its infancy in the 50s.
Yes.
And Desi and Lucy didn't even sleep together. Look at all the crap that's come from the 60s, 70s, 80s, currently on TV.
Absolutely, we learn prejudices from so many avenues. And if you don't get out beyond your little circle, it's nice and comfortable to live in, say, I'm Italian, and my comfortable Italian neighborhood, which is fine. Everyone is kind of similar with their likes and dislikes.
Garzone is Italian?
Garzone. Oh, absolutely Italian.
You can't tell he's
Guess
Italian.
what? I wouldn't want to be anything else but Italian.
I'm sure you would.
Italian-American, of course.
Yeah.
But, go ahead.
Tell me this. Your book, does it deal specifically with the integration prejudice, or does it go beyond that?
It goes far beyond that. I talk about all different kinds of prejudices in the first part of the book, and then in between the chapter will stop, and there'll be a personal story about what my wife and I and my family have gone through over my many, many years. And then the second half offers solutions. Basically, there are two ways solutions. Number one is through education, and the other two is through awareness. And the logo that you see on the front of my book is my face-to-face logo. That is actually two faces, but it's also one face. It represents all of humanity. And I like to joke, it's kind of the peace symbol of the 21st century. I mean, Jack, you and I probably can assimilate. Remember what the peace symbol was?
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is my new peace symbol.
Yeah.
And, it's face-to-face against prejudice. It shows positive over negative.
Now, you do speaking engagements.
Yes, I do.
So people would get in touch with you through that website?
Yes, I am basically, you can go through my website, positivehumanity.com, and I'm available. I do answer my emails. You contact me through the website, and I'm happy to answer questions, solve problems.
And where do we get the book?
Get the book at Amazon.com or through my website.
Did you have children? Did you see them change growing up? I didn't know if you had kids.
Three daughters who are very successful up in the New Jersey, New York area, but they grew up with an unprejudiced attitude.
Well, you raised them that way.
Because that's the way we raised them. And, that touches on another thing, Jack. why I have been so successful in interacting with so many cultures is because I go in with a very unprejudiced attitude. I don't go in with my mind made up that I'm going to do this or that, or this person is that or this. Mm-hmm. I mean, we make observations. Jack, you're wearing a pink shirt, or whatever color that is, Jack.
You know. Okay, easy.
So, but if I use that observation as a judgment call on you, then I'm incorrect until I know exactly, you know,
well,
where you're coming from.
It means only real men wear lavender shirts.
I wear pink all the time, no problem.
But, you know, the prejudices of our parents,
yes.
World War II crowd, they're so different than the current prejudices.
Absolutely.
We're through with you. We've run out of time. Would you come back again?
Absolutely.
We're cutting you off because we're out of time.
We're out of time? Okay.
And the book...
Thank you so much. Amazon.com is where you can find that book, Face to Face with Prejudice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Stick around right for a while. We're going to talk about homeschooling your children and the tools that you need to homeschool them.